Israel apparently making enemies with everybody. What's up, everybody? Hope you're doing good. It's a beautiful day. Thank you very much for stopping by again. You are appreciated, okay? We have some news, okay? The news we talk about here, it's very much related to us. There's something about the news, whether we talk about Russia, we talk about Ukraine, or any other country, there's gonna be something always that's related to you. Why do we have this? Because we want fresh perspective. We are all tired of the mainstream media trying to send us whatever nonsense they want us to believe, okay? I see you from all over the place, Dumelang, no salimu nyinyi wote, wasebo na banyabo, jebaleko, amakuru, afa oga, mepacho, good afternoon. From all over the place. Unfortunately, I can't say everybody. Zimbabwe, I see you, Zambia, Uganda, Rwanda, Tanzania, Somalia, Ethiopia, Sudan, Niger, thank you, Jamaica, Wagwan mi boss, Tobago, Trinidad, the UK, the United States of America. There's so much of us. Namibia, Malawi, Liberia, Sierra Leone. Anyway, okay, so we are here in Turkey. I see you. I love you. Okay, we are in Turkey. Turkey is not happy at all with Israel. Okay, the Turkish president is really not happy. And on Wednesday, Turkey sent warships to Lebanon. Why? Because of what's happening in Lebanon. What is happening in Lebanon? Well, Israeli soldiers have crossed into Lebanon physically. After bombing multiple times, looking for Hezbollah, they've decided to cross into Lebanon physically and go unalive Hezbollah.
We're now in a Lebanese village, a Shia village in Lebanon. This village is one of the villages close to the Israeli border.
Erdogan, the president of Turkey, is not very impressed with the prime minister of Israel. Turkey on Wednesday sent warships to Lebanon to evacuate 2,000 of its citizens from Lebanon, okay, from Beirut. And Turkey, which is estimated to have about 14,000 citizens because of the deteriorating security situation on the ground in Lebanon. So President Erdogan has never been a big fan of the prime minister of Israel. He believes he's very conceited. He thinks too highly about himself. He thinks he's the center of the world. And he voices himself. Erdogan is probably one of the only presidents that voices himself against Israel like that. They have sent 2 ships, and also the 2 ships are bringing approximately 300 tons of humanitarian aid to show Turkey's support to the Lebanese people, including tents, bedding, hygiene kits, and kitchenware. Okay, so Turkey doesn't want Lebanon to become what Gaza has become today. This is Gaza before. This is Gaza after. Again, this is Gaza before. This is Gaza after. Well, Gaza before was okay. Gaza right now, it's mayhem. Why? Because apparently some people crossed into Israel and they did some really bad things and they came back to Gaza. And they had to pay for that. Yes, they paid for it, but unfortunately, it seems like even the people that did not participate in those negative and bad things that happened earlier also are living the consequences of the punishment. So the president of Turkey claimed that Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu government harbors ambitions that include the capture of Anatolia as part of the Greater Israel. So he's accusing Israel of having a goal to capture a bigger part of the land, Greater Israel. So this is Israel as it is now. Now, this is Israel as he thinks Israel wants to make it. You see the difference? This is Israel as it is right now. This is Greater Israel. So some people always nurture the idea that Israel has always wanted to create a Greater Israel, like to conquer more land so they can have more space. Well, you're not going to conquer more land by singing or chanting or dancing. No, you're going to be going to war. And they believe the first phase of the war is what's happening in Gaza. The destruction of Gaza, pushing people from Gaza outside Gaza so they can run away and they can keep the land. That's what's allegedly believed. Then they believe also, like the president of Turkey believes, they're looking even to get into Turkey and a part of Saudi Arabia and a part of Lebanon. They want to take over all that place. That's the idea that's being nurtured.
Eventually, our borders will extend from Lebanon, the Great Desert, which is Saudi Arabia, and then from the Mediterranean to the Euphrates. And who's on the other side of the Euphrates? The Kurds. And the Kurds are our friends. So we have the Mediterranean behind us, the Kurds in front of us, Lebanon, which really needs the umbrella of protection of Israel. And then we're going to take, I believe we're going to take Mecca, Medina, and Mount Sinai and purify those places.
The Turkish president is warning of a war between the two states, while predictions of Israeli aggression toward Turkey are not rooted in reality. He says they could indicate Ankara's willingness to escalate its involvement in the regional violence against Israel. So is Israel gathering more enemies? That's a big question mark. Are they getting more enemies? So the Turkish president says, while he was addressing the opening ceremonies of Turkey News parliamentary session, he said the Israel leadership acting with the delirium of the promised land with a purely religious fanaticism will set its sight on a homeland after Palestine and Lebanon.
Vaat edilmiş topraklar hezeyanıyla hareket eden İsrail yönetiminin tamamen dini bir fanatizm ile Filistin ve Lübnan'dan sonra gözünü dikeceği yer açık söylüyor. Bizim vatan topraklarımız olacaktır.
So he's saying Israel is acting with fanatism. You know, when you believe that this is our promised land, God promised us this land 3,000 years ago. So this land belongs to us. Doesn't matter who's living in it today. 3,000 years ago, God chose us. We're the favorite people of God, not you. Not you, we're the favorite people of God. So Palestine is part of our land. Jerusalem part of our land. Until a big chunk of Turkey and Saudi Arabia is all part of Israel's land. And some part of Lebanon. And do people really believe that? That's a good question. Now, the Turkish president believes that the Israeli prime minister firmly believes that. He believes these fanaticism based on religion and beliefs that that big chunk of land belongs to them. Look, the question is very simple. I think most people don't live in lands that used to belong to them. I'm just being honest with you. If everybody has to really claim the land that supposedly belongs to them, there's going to be another world war. Well, Uganda doesn't believe Uganda is what Uganda is today. They feel like there was a chunk of Uganda that was taken away, given to another country. You know what I'm saying? Rwanda doesn't believe that Rwanda is what it is today. They believe there's a chunk of their country that was taken away. Some other country, I mean, that's the reason why you see people speaking the same language in one country and the same language in another country. These are bordering countries. Look at Botswana and South Africa. In Botswana, people speak Tswana. Well, in South Africa, group of people speak Tswana, say Tswana. Now the question is this one: who are Botswana people? Are they South Africans or Botswanas? That's a good question. You don't know, because the countries and the way people live today are set up that have changed throughout the years. It's a very interesting one. President Erdogan does not believe that Prime Minister is willing to stop. Therefore, he needs to find a way to make them stop. Now, to the south, the Houthis. This is Yemen. This is where some people call the Houthis. These people don't like Israel either. They are good friends with people from Gaza, good friend with Hezbollah. They've been bombing Israel for as much as they could. The last time they shot a missile that went through the Iron Dome of Israel, which is a very respected defense system. Now, lately, a Houthis drone slammed into a ship. The Yemen Houthis rebels launched an explosive-loaded drone that crashed into a ship on Tuesday in the Red Sea. So they've been targeting Israel's ship, okay, since the longest time, because their goal is Israel must stop what it's doing in Gaza and now in Lebanon. So drone boats have been increasingly used by the Houthis. These are boats that are unmanned. It's called a drone boat. It's a boat, but it's unmanned. So the rebels maintain that the target ships are linked to Israel. They're targeting USA ships, United Kingdom ships, and whoever supporting Israel. Their goal is to force an end to Israel's campaign against Hamas group in Gaza. However, many people believe that some of the ships they've attacked have nothing to do with Israel. Now, let me know how you feel about this. Do you think Israel is within its right? Because they belong, to claim the land that was promised to them. Do you think the Turkish president is right to be unhappy? Because a while back he said Prime Minister of Israel is actually the same as that guy from Germany. You remember the guy from Germany that unalive many people? Yeah, he said that. He said you're very similar.
How are you different than Hitler?
Do you think he's right? Who do you think is right? Do you think Israel is right? Do you think Turkey is right? Do you think the Houthis are just rebels, or they're actually fighting for a cause that makes sense? Let me know how you feel about this. It's always a great pleasure. God bless.